Write a note on Toril Moi's defense for Virginia Woolf in her essay, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? Marks 10-12. Answer. In spite of her colossal image as an illustrious literary feminist, not less is the number of critics who have attacked Virginia Woolf with pungent criticism. Elaine Showalter being the most prominent among these critics, they have dismissed Woolf just as a frivolous bohemian and negligible Bloomsbury aesthete. However, Toril Moi, the renowned feminist who is an avid admirer of Woolf, offers a strong defense for Woolf in her essay, Who is Afraid of Virginia Woolf? The first problem Moi points out is Showalter's limited framework for concentrating only on her biography and a room of one's own. Showalter blames Woolf for using the myth of androgyny to help her evade confrontation with her own painful femaleness and enable her to choke and repress her anger and ambition. Thus the blame is for escapism. Another problem Showalter has with Woolf is her stylistic and structural experiments. According to Showalter, the features such as repetition, exaggerations, parody, whimsy and multiple viewpoints often blunt the political edge of a room of one's own. For Showalter, the only way a feminist can read the book properly is by remaining detached from its narrative strategies, and if she manages to do so, she will see that A Room of One's Own is no way a particularly liberating text. Showalter says that if we can see A Room of One's Own as a document in the literary history of female aestheticism, and remain detached from its narrative strategies, the concepts of androgyny and the private room are neither liberating nor obvious as they first appear. They have a darker side, that is the sphere of the exile and the eunuch. For Showalter, Woolf's writing continually escapes the critic's perspective, always refusing to be pinned down to one unifying angle of vision. This elusiveness is then interpreted as a denial of authentic feminist state of mind, namely the angry and alienated ones, and as a commitment to the Bloomsbury ideal of the separation of politics and art. According to Showalter, this separation is evident in the fact that Woolf avoided describing her own experience in her book. Since this avoidance makes it impossible for Woolf to produce really committed feminist work, Showalter naturally concludes that 3 Guineas are well as A Room of One's Own as feminist works. But for Toril Moi, the reading of Woolf's text without reference to their narrative strategies is not reading them at all. She finds Showalter intolerant of the stylistic features of Woolf's texts and tries to highlight the relationship between aesthetics and politics in her text. As Showalter defines effective feminist writing as one that offers a powerful expression to personal experience in a social framework, implicitly her preferences is for realism as against Woolf's modernism or feminine writing. Moi opines that these critics actually have failed to understand that their ideology is traditional humanism, which is in alliance with the patriarchy. At the center of their ideology is a seamlessly united self, the man, who will allow space or voice to no one else. This integrated self is based on the model of self-contained powerful phallus that negates all conflicts, contradictions and ambiguities. The text, written in this mode, becomes nothing but an expression of this unique individual and thus reduced to a passive feminine reflection of an unproblematic given masculine world. Showalter manifests her alliance with the Marxist writer Lukács, a great supporter of realism and humanism. For him, realistic writing only can serve the purpose of the proletarians and free human society from the effects of class society. Realism is based on the idea of objectivity of the representation of human subject. This humanist position seems to have influenced quite a few feminists as well. For Showalter, rather than Lukács' capitalism, patriarchy is her enemy. For her, art must be bluntly and openly political and must question sexism. Her disinterest in other social problems, such as fascism and capitalism, render her unable to appreciate the relations between fascism and sexism as depicted by Woolf in 3 Guineas. Moi refers to Patricia Stubb, another feminist, who too fails to see the feminist politics in Woolf. This is only because of her humanistic alliances, according to Moi. Finished. Please subscribe to the channel for more updates of ready-made notes on English literature. Also, please share this channel to help any student pursue a degree in English literature. Thank you very much for watching the video. Please do not forget to like and comment.